I remember my first time ever surfing. It was only a few years ago, and it was a total mess. I got in the water and had no idea what to do. Pretty much just splashing around. My board wasn't a surfboard. It felt like an anchor weight that just pulled me into the impact zone where all the waves were crashing. And when I got out of the water, my body was bruised, but my ego was even more bruised. I've been on this journey of becoming a better surfer over the past 2 years, and if I could look back and give my young self advice, this is what I would tell him. Master these 5 things. Number 1, proper paddle posture. This is the most underrated thing, and I see it all the time with new surfers not having correct posture. What we want to do is have an arched back. An arched back will allow you to have more efficient paddling as well as prevent nosediving, which is the most common thing that beginner surfers do. You're paddling for the wave and you can't control your weight distribution on the board. Controlling weight distribution on the board is the most important part of surfing, and having proper paddle posture is the thing that will set you apart from the rest. If I learned to do this sooner, my surfing would have progressed way faster. And it's a really simple thing to do. You can practice on land. My favorite way of practicing on land is by doing Supermans. Supermans strengthen the glutes, the back, and hamstring. They allow you to concentrate your weight right on your abdomen, and when you do this, you can rock back and forth, putting weight forward or backward on the board. Technique number 2, focusing on your foot placement. For me, your front foot is really gonna land wherever it lands, and that's going to be consistent. However, the game changer for me over this past 2 years has been moving my back foot further and further. The further back you move your back foot on the board, the more leverage you have to turn the surfboard. The game changer to understand is that your back foot is the steering wheel of the surfboard. You can think of your front foot like the gas pedal and the back foot like the steering wheel. If you get that steering wheel harnessed properly, you'll be able to have maximum control over the board. I surfed so many waves with both my feet right up to the front of the board because all I was concerned about was making the wave and trying to go fast. However, what you realize as you progress in surfing is getting that back foot back can actually help you generate speed. Why? Because when you turn efficiently and you turn on the parts of the wave where you're supposed to turn, then you're able to work more north to south and use the entire potential energy of the wave. A wave is essentially a moving skateboard ramp. If we can stay on the parts of the skateboard ramp where we can generate speed and have potential energy, this allows the entire ride to be smoother, faster, and look much better. Technique number 3 is a mindset tip. Surf to about 60% to 80% of your full out ability. Now here's the deal. So many beginner surfers are super energetic and enthusiastic about the sport. I know I was. And in my mind, I correlated more movement to better surfing. However, the reality is, as surfers, we want to chase efficiency, not total movement. The more efficient we make our movements, the better surfers will be. If you look at the best surfers in the world, it may seem as though they're flailing their arms around and doing these super athletic moves. However, they've worked up to the point where every movement they do is super efficient. So they combine efficiency with lots of movement. As beginner to intermediate surfers, we don't need to worry about that. What we need to harness first is efficiency. The more efficient we are with our movements, the better control and command we have over the board. This makes surfing much easier, and you'll be able to stay out there longer, catch more waves, and enjoy your surf much better. It unlocks a very cool part of surfing. Minimal movement can still translate to incredible speed and turns. Feeling this has been a game changer in my surfing, and it's something I wish I knew before. Technique number 4, duck dive like a pro. Honestly, just paddling out is the most exhausting part of surfing. And if you're able to duck dive like a pro, you're going to be able to stay in the water a lot longer and surf in much heavier conditions. Duck diving is not sexy, but I'm telling you, it's a skill you need to master. Duck diving is the difference between making it through a big set and being in a good position to take a wave and getting swept away by the whitewash and having to paddle around for ages. Here's the deal. Duck diving is a skill just like anything else. What you want to focus on when you're duck diving is going as deep as you possibly can and duck diving sooner than you think you should. When we look at a wave, all the energy of the wave is concentrated in the whitewash on the surface of the water. And so as that whitewash comes in, we have this band of energy. However, if you either go up or below, you miss all that energy. You're able to avoid the energy in the wave and paddle to the peak of the next wave. With this in mind, what we want to make sure we do when we duck dive is pointing our nose further down than we naturally would. Think about it like a 45-degree angle down and keep pushing that board down, pushing with your arms and your legs. This does not come intuitively and you may mistime it initially. However, make this a priority in your surf training and the results will be insane. You'll catch more waves, you'll have more fun, and you won't come out super exhausted every single time. Technique number 5, read the ocean like a pro. For the longest time, the ocean just looked like a bunch of jumbled chaos to me. I didn't know what a good wave was, what a bad wave was, so essentially I just went on everything. Now that might sound like a good mentality to have, however, I think we need to mind surf more than we really surf. Our bodies are precious and we want to reserve our energy stores for when we really need them. What I would recommend is before you get into the ocean, hang out on the beach for 5 to 10 minutes and mind surf the waves. Notice what size waves form the best on the reef. Notice where these waves are peaking and where you can sit in the lineup. Just this 5 to 10 minutes of preparing on the beach for what you see in the ocean can have an immediate and pretty incredible effect on your surf. Being able to know where to sit in the lineup and which waves to go on will put you ahead of 99% of surfers. Honestly guys, I've been surfing nonstop for the past 2 years, and these are the 5 techniques that pound for pound, inch for inch, time for time will improve your surfing more than anything else. If these techniques resonated with you, please make sure to hit the like and subscription button, and I'll see you next time.